Hey everybody, this is Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Alright guys, we are going to be working on this model next. I do have a Sony Skipfield CV2000 coming that's just going to be a parts machine. But I'm just double checking and looking over how I'm going to handle this. This is a very, very good machine. And but the video head configuration is different. As you can see, I do have the service manual for the Sony CV2000, but like I said, the General Electric CV unit, the design is a little different circuit wise, but in general it's almost an exact machine, and it was made by Sony for General Electric. So, but I did notice the video head configuration, the brushes, the height, and various different things. The video head is the same bar in height, but in some cases you have to change out the disc, the contact disc at the very top of the video head, which I mentioned on earlier videos. I do make video heads for various different things. I keep a lot of spare parts from video heads, and sometimes I'm able to combine a video head and make one, which has happened to me many times. I was able to make a head that seemed impossible that it would work, and it does work. So making video heads and knowing how it works, you can do it. You just have to have a lot of video heads laying around. As you can see, I keep video heads for all kinds of stuff. Never know when I'm going to need something, or maybe take apart a head to try to configure a head that's very similar to something that I need. And and I do actually make heads. It's kind of bizarre sometimes, especially on the video bars on some of these decks. You can actually, in some situations, use 3/4 pneumatic video head tips. It does work. It's not the most perfect way of doing it, but it does work, especially when you're desperate and you do need a video head made for a unit that's really old or obsolete. Like I said, a lot of these reel-to-reel machines, there's no available video heads for these guys. I'm hoping the machine I got coming that's all junk, it's for parts, and that video head bar is good, so I could pull that bar out. I did keep many parts from these video bars, like the disc, top disc, and different configurations that are used, because you got a brush, and sometimes the brush is reversed for the contacts, depending on the design of the machine. Like on a CV2000, I believe that is opposite of what this particular machine is, and you have to change out the disc on the bar, but the bar is exactly the same. It's just that the disc configuration is different with the brush that touches down on the disc itself for contact. Sometimes you do have to kind of reconfigure, even though it's the exact same head bar. It's just that they use different disc configurations for the wires for the actual brush that contacts to the disc itself. So to make it work, either I could swap out the brush with a matching brush that matches the disc, or keep the really higher quality brush, which is what this General Electric brush is. It's much higher quality with a plastic molded holder across the top of it. It's a way better designed brush. I can use that brush and just change out the disc on the video head. Anyways, configuring video heads for these old machines, I do it. Like I said, you just need to know a little about how it works, and I've been doing this for a very long time, so I know like what video bars I can make and how to do it. If you have a service manual, it always helps, gives you an idea what the connections are, and how you can actually put it together. And so the service manual always does help. As you can see in this point, it shows you the contacts for the head and the brush and the configuration, what goes to what. So this is very helpful when you're making a Frankenstein video head bar to fix on one of these machines. So we're going to configure a video head bar from a CV2000 Sony, which is different from the General Electric CV Skipfield machine, which I have to convert the bar's disc to match the brush on the General Electric. It's sort of the opposite. But once I do that, it will work just perfectly. It's it's exactly the same bar, same height. Sometimes you have to put extra spacers in there for the height of the disc, depending on where it sits when you're trying to make the adjustment. See, they have these little metal spacers. It's underneath the actual bar itself. That adjusts the height of the video head. If you don't get that right, you'll get either snow or half a picture or nothing at all. You got to make sure you get the spacers right as well. So it's a little bit of work replacing a video head on these machines, guys. It's not easy. All video head bars are not made the same. Even if it's the exact same bar, it may not be the correct height when you put it in for replacement. You do have to put spacers to adjust the height of the actual video head itself. There's a lot to it. Height adjustment, sometimes you have to adjust the dihedral on the outside where it makes contact with the videotape. But if they're not messed with, you generally don't have to touch that. Usually it's just the height of the bar. You replace it until you get it right. But in my case, I have to convert this bar, which is correct, to the correct disc for the brush for the General Electric, so it works when I replace the video head in this unit. But the electronics in this machine was tested, clean, it does work, there's no noise in the video plays very well, it's just the video head bar is no good. So we're going to change that video head out, and we're going to Frankenstein jury-rig a head from a CV2000 Sony to fit this particular machine. Just change the disc or the brush, depending which way I go, to make it work. But generally, having a service manual is very important. And I know somebody left a message, they didn't really realize I make heads. I do make video heads. I actually do a lot of Frankenstein configurations on machines sometimes when there's no heads available, and I've worked on some very hard machines that you just cannot get video heads for, and I've actually made heads work with my stockpile of all types of video heads from all kinds of old machines. Sometimes you can actually make a video head tip on some of these, work on the bars that you're trying to replace to make a video head bar or a disc or whatever you're doing. So yes, I do make video heads. I replace the tips with tips that will work from adjacent video scanners, that are of that age, and sometimes I'm able to actually make a video head bar that actually does work. It's happened to me many times. You can do it. Or if I have the exact bar and there'll be one bad tip on one end and one good on the other end, I'll combine the two and take that good tip off of the other one and make one good bar, and then set the dihedral on the outside of the bar itself, and voila, you got a working head bar. So anyways, guys, yes, I do make video heads. It's a process, especially when you're trying to fix some of these really old machines. But with the service manual like this for the CV2000, which is a unbelievable big help, gives me an idea what the configuration is. And when I get that machine, either today or tomorrow, we can start working on this project. Hope you enjoyed this video.